Hey everybody, KC here. So I had recorded my FaceTime for this morning, and basically it went like this. That some months ago, in a conversation with Tom Furphy here on Morning Newsbeat, and I think in a couple of other places as well, I had advanced the possibility that at some point Jeff Bezos might return to Amazon as CEO. He's chairman, but I said, things are not going as well now under Andy Jassy as they were going under Bezos. Now listen, totally different circumstances, but listen, Bezos is the founder of the company. And then at some point it seemed to me possible that Bezos might return as CEO to sort of bring a little bit of that magic, a little bit of that mojo back to the company. Stock price has been dropped enormously over the last few months. And I thought, this just seems like a possibility. Now, part of this was fueled by the idea that, that Howard Schultz went back to Starbucks. And I had predicted that, years before it happened. I thought, man, they're just not having a good time since Schultz left. I didn't necessarily think it was a good idea for Schultz to return. But I said, it just seemed entirely possible because I thought Schultz had something of a messiah complex. So I wondered, is it possible that Bezos would do the same thing? Then on Friday, I was listening to a podcast, the Kara Swisher, Scott Galloway Pivot podcast. And at the end of the podcast, they both made predictions. And Scott Galloway's prediction, go figure, was that he thought that Jeff Bezos would return as the CEO of Amazon. That what might be the biggest and best midlife crisis in history would come to an end, and Bezos would say, it's time to get back to work. It's time to become CEO of Amazon again and help it regain past glory. And I said, well, that's interesting. If I'm going to be right, I like being right with Scott Galloway. If I'm going to be wrong, I'd like to be wrong with Scott Galloway. That just added a little bit of fuel to the fire. So I did a video about that. Then, go figure, as I record this, it's Sunday night, I put on my computer, and at Disney, Bob Iger, who was the CEO there for 11, 12 years, a long time, and he left less than a year ago. Since he left, Disney has had its issues. Stock has been in free fall. They've had some cost issues. Bob Iger is returning to Disney as CEO. Bob Chapek is out. They just gave Bob Chapek a new contract, 2-3 months ago. So I'm thinking this whole Jeff Bezos might return to Amazon as CEO just seems a little bit more likely now because that seems to be the trend. I have no idea if it's actually going to happen, but I'm feeling a little bit more confident about that prediction. Anyway, that's what's on my mind this morning. And as always, I want to hear what's on your mind.